I mean, I hope he's not watching this. There have been times in the past where he's had like controversies and he's like DM'd me and he was like going on about how awful like his fan base is and like how he wishes that he could just say how he feels and
But then you're saying viral potential, and I'm getting hints back to your old music, which, you know, let's be blunt, the viral potential was there, but the quality wasn't there, right? Rose.
hey, first of all, sorry for being so combative yesterday.
Listen, Rose, we've, you know, had disagreements before, haven't we? You know, I was quite mean and rude before, so don't take it personally at all.
I watched back, and besides the whole weird shit about photos and stuff, you were pretty nice, more than I expected. And I didn't, I don't know, I probably should have watched, but I was just so like in an emotional state. So yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I've actually just covered your video that you put up, which I'm sure you're going to be very
Oh
annoyed
God.
about. First of all, and
So
listen, I don't mean to be, you know, too mean about this, but like, you didn't. Okay, wait, sorry. Let me rewind a bit. Okay, I was about to do something. I've just said chatters is bad. Okay,
hmm
let's take a step back. So, first of all, I guess the question would be, how genuine were you really being in that video?
pretty. I think I was being pretty genuine. Why? Was it bad or?
Well, I was kind of, you know, a bit uncertain because I'm sat there thinking, well, I've heard this sort of stuff before from you, right? I don't really trust you, I think. That's the problem.
I mean, I don't know what I can do um to tell people, but I mean, I was definitely being genuine.
What you say, so, I mean, you say that the video was in order to leave a cautionary tale, right?
Yeah.
Why do you care about a cautionary tale for the internet if you're like, looking to leave it?
Oops, sorry. I just don't want other people to go through the shit that I went through. It's a horrible place to be. And I just hope that we can be more accepting in the future and understanding of people's struggles and shit. That's really
Hmm.
the message I was trying to get out there. I had a lot of comments being like, "Oh, this wasn't an apology, you didn't address things." And maybe I should have. I mean, to me, I thought it was like obvious, like, no shit, I think rape is bad. Like, do you want me to spend 5 minutes saying that? I mean, maybe I should, but I just assume that it's like, well, of course I don't believe these things. But maybe that's a
Yeah,
mistake
I
on
mean,
my end.
well, I've got an idea about this, but why did you say that stuff in the first place?
I think it was a result of trauma, a result of wanting attention. Um, all of that shit motivated it. Maybe some of that was like over the top, a kind of jokes. Like it's a lot of shit. Um, I don't know. Like I said, I was just in a weird place at the time.
The impression I've always had of you is or you've had at least in the past, complete desperation for online fame. That's what it comes across like.
Yeah,
Did you maybe feel that saying these things was a way of achieving this fame you sought so deeply?
in some way. I think that's true. It stems a bit deeper than that, but I do want people to know that like when cameras aren't rolling, when I'm just like alone with people, I'm not going up to random people being like, "Hey, do you like rape?" Like I'm not that. It's so weird because I assumed it was like kind of a given, but like I'm not the kind of person that people assume I am, and maybe I shouldn't give them that impression by my online presence, and that's kind of like a fucked up thing on my end. Um, but yeah, I mean, I just hope people can be reassured that I'm just like a normal person outside of all the internet drama and shit.
Yeah. And I mean, there was certainly some people in chat, and I was a bit concerned. I mean, you can understand some of
Oh
that did
yeah.
sound a bit suicidey, right?
Yeah, and honestly, I know I've had, and it's because of the thing I did with you yesterday. I was thinking about this video, and it's like, okay, well, I don't want people to think that I'm like committing suicide, so that's why I opened up the very start of this video with like, hey, I'm okay, don't worry about me, because I know that if I didn't do that, like people would think that I was killing myself, and I didn't want to leave that impression on people. Um, you know, so I made sure to make that very apparent in that video.
Yeah. Um, Another thing I was interested in, you know, assuming the emotion is real, but you came across as quite upset in the
I
video.
mean, people are like, are those fake tears? And it's like, I don't know. What do you think? I think it's pretty obvious that they're not fake tears. Like, I don't understand why people think that.
Well, what is it that made you so upset?
What made me so upset?
What
I
made you
mean, first of
cry?
all, like, I felt like I was being mature. I felt like I was doing the best that I could. And it just felt like, despite that, it didn't matter. And that, like, this past, it was always going to define me. And that there was just, like, no hope for me moving forward. And that there's nothing that I can do. I'm losing this friendship because he cares more about what his audience thinks than, about sticking up for me. Even though yesterday, just literally yesterday, he made it seem like, oh, you make mistakes and that's okay. I'm going to be an advocate for you. And then to go from that to like a day later, just completely ghosting me when I'm like, hey, I'm going through a lot right now. And let's be honest, a lot of that is due to all of this attention that you put on me and just all this shit. It's like, can I just like talk to you? Can I just like, can you be here for me right now? And he just wasn't. And I'm just like, that's very weird after all the shit that you supposedly said about sticking up for me to like go this 180 is crazy.
Yeah,
I,
because
I
we
don't
we,
know.
we obviously saw the public side of it. So am I to assume were there more private interactions between the two of you, DMs and stuff?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, over the past 2 years, like we've had personal calls and shit. We don't like chat like, on call as often as people might assume. But the reason is because he's just so busy with shit, with like doing his streams and stuff. Um, I've wanted to have like more calls and shit, but I also don't want to like bother him. But I
Okay,
felt
that's
like
wonderful.
now
But how do I
specifically,
make
considering what's
money
going on,
off depressed
I
people?
I
felt
think
like,
this
this
bitch
is
is
someone
meant to
who
be on
should have been
second
there for
shift.
me. And
This
even
bitch
if
somehow
publicly
didn't
he was
plant
like, oh,
two
I hate your
solar
guts, like
farms.
that's whatever. If that's what he needs to say to stop losing subscribers, to stop people being mad at him, I'm not going to get mad at that. But it's just the fact that, like, in private, he can't be like, I'm really sorry that you're going through all this. Are you okay? Like, he can't even do that. That really bothers me, you know?
Yeah, I feel like getting upset over this is I think I understand it, but I think it's misguided because at the end of the day it's exactly that. He's only doing this because he's trying to placate his fans. I mean, have you seen his subreddit and what's going on over there?
Oh, I'm aware, and like I said, I have my own feelings about the H3 situation, but I didn't want to like put them out because it's like, well, I don't want people to hear what I say and assume that that's what Brad thinks. Because I mean, I hope he's not watching this. There have been times in the past where he's had like controversies, and he's like DM'd me, and he was like going on about how awful like his fan base is, and like how he wishes that he could just say how he feels and shit. And so like it doesn't surprise me that he's doing this. Oh shit, I probably shouldn't have said that. But like he's not fake. He's someone who genuinely cares about what his fans think. But he also, I mean, like me, he can be a bit unstable at times. I'm sure that's like apparent. And that doesn't really bode well for him and his online career, as I'm sure, I personally think with the photo thing, like he could have just handled that much better. I think he tried. I think he definitely made an effort to appease everybody. But there's a way to be like, hey, I just want you to know that this was a photo. I didn't mean to say it like this and support Palestine, while also not making it seem like, he hates H3 or that he's this horrible content creator. And it's like there's a way to balance that line without just completely throwing him under the bus like that. I don't
Yeah,
know.
no, no. I mean, well, I mean, I think we're gonna agree on that because it was like he was apologizing for taking a picture with a famous YouTuber. I mean, that's ridiculous. Like,
No, I mean, he just went to his show for a content creator that he liked, and I think all of you guys can see that. Um,
well, I
he
mean,
didn't
I
mean
think
anything.
if he'd have come out and said, you know, you guys need to fuck off. It was nothing. I just had a picture with someone famous. Shut up. I don't think it would even become a bigger drama as it did. But because he then
See,
folded, you know, I think people came at him
but
from the
I
other side.
understand that perspective, but you have to understand that most of his audience is pro-Palestine, and most of his audience leans a certain way politically. So if he were to do what you said, his entire chat the next day would be, "Why do you support genocide or Palestine flags everywhere?" So he couldn't do that. He had to apologize somewhat. But I think the best thing to do is to just be like, "Hey, listen, I didn't mean anything political by this picture. I'm sorry. Um, Ethan Klein, from my perspective, is not a genocide, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's a tricky situation because no matter what you say, people are gonna get offended, right? But
Yeah, well, the problem
completely
is though,
throwing extremes
he's
into the
going to be
bus.
stuck in this loop forever because he's endlessly placating the most sensitive and offended people in his audience. At some point, you've got to pull the
Yeah.
ripcord and say, "Look, guys, I can't fucking do it like this. Like, either like the content I
God.
do and watch it,
Th-
or fuck
This
off."
there's stuff I want to tell you, but if Brad's watching, then it's probably gonna like forever prevent me from being friends with him, and that's not really my intention. But at the same time, like, okay, so Brad is somebody who really cares about his YouTube career and the AdSense and stuff. And so I think he's very motivated to keep all of that afloat. And that's not a bad thing. But it does become apparent when you like follow him and the decisions he's made throughout the years, you know? Actually, I don't think that's anything new. I think people kind of figure that out.
No, sure. I mean, look, I'm not here to get you to spill the beans necessarily. I mean, it's open ended. You can say
I mean,
whatever
there's
you want to
nothing
say.
really to spill. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's quite good. I mean, but the thing is like, it's fine to be concerned about that. I mean, obviously, I have to
No,
think about that.
absolutely, yeah.
But it's like, how much are you willing to give away? And yeah, sure, there's certain things that you might take a. I mean, I think you've always got to be honest. Everything to what you say has got to be honest. And I just think that
Mm-hmm.
you know, as long as you're doing that, you're probably going to be okay. And maybe Brad does need to be a bit more careful about certain topics he does and doesn't touch than another person. But it just seems like
Mm-hmm.
he's kind of going too far in the other direction to the point where he's like with you, it's like he's saying, I was so negligent in talking about you. And my point is, all he did was say, oh, hey, here's Rose's new video,
Literally, oh my
right?
God, like
And
literally
Rose,
all he
yeah.
did, yes. And it's
And
so crazy. Sorry, and then what?
no, it's just to say that like his crime is saying I think Rose might have changed. Here's the video, and then people are bringing up all this old stuff about you, which we've discussed and we agree is obviously very controversial, and you probably could have done a better job of addressing it. But fundamentally,
Right.
he is just saying I think they've changed. Here's the new video. That isn't some terrible crime. That's like
It's
nothing.
not, and people definitely overreacted. And I've been getting some fucking horrible comments. Like I had a comment telling me to KYS. I've been getting a bunch of transphobic comments. I mean, and there are some that are just, hey, I just don't support you because of these past controversies. But it's just my mental health has not been great to all this shit. Um, Yeah, I mean, like I appreciate that he stuck up for me, but at the same time, like how he is, he gets very like emotional. He gets very like aggressive sometimes when he responds to things. And in this instance, him like making all those tweets kind of made the situation worse. Um, I don't know. Like I said, he could have taken the thing down, or even if he kept it up, he could have just like been like, "Hey, I'm sorry," without like publicly bashing me the way that he did. Um, I don't know. It just sucks that he's just completely throwing me aside for his audience, and it's just like, okay, I guess that our friendship meant nothing to you, but ugh.
I do want to clarify one point actually, and is maybe asking. Basically, he's claiming that he knew nothing about your past controversies involving Drake.
Yeah.
Is that true?
I mean, I don't want to say for sure because he definitely knew a lot about my past controversies, but I don't think I was ever on a call with him and I was like telling him one by one, okay, here's every awful thing I ever said. It just he's known me since 2017 and seen the shit that I went through. I mean, it's possible that there's stuff that he didn't know about, but I mean, I'm sure you noticed like the first comment he made was like, I'm aware of all the stuff that she said, but she's grown, and now it's I'm not aware of some of this stuff. And it's like, I can't know for sure if he's telling the truth or not. It's possible. But I mean, regardless, I mean, he knew that I said some pretty awful stuff. And what he said to me before was like, that he's here for me, he's an advocate, and that even if you make mistakes, that's okay. Um, just, but that's the thing. It's like he went from that to completely leaving me in the dust in record time. I didn't do anything to warrant that response. It was his audience putting pressure on it. That's all that it was.
No, of course that does seem to be the case. It's purely a product of him wanting to placate these you know,
Yeah, if his audience
offended
never said
people.
shit, it would be perfectly like things would continue as normal.
Well, yeah, but then also, like, I think if he'd have addressed the H3 controversy better, he'd be on better footing in the first place. Um, but in your
Yeah.
situation, yeah, I don't know. I just think
The
that,
H3 situation just compounded the hate that people had towards me and towards Brad, and that sucks.
um, but yeah, so yeah, I don't know. I feel like Brad has done you dirty, to be honest, for a number of
And
reasons.
thank you for saying that. I agree, you know. I do hope that in the future we can be friends again, even if it's just privately, even if publicly he has to pretend that he hates me or whatever. He just made it seem like even in private he had some type of feeling against me, and I'm just like, oof. Yeah, it just really sucks what he did to me, and I hope he could see that like it just wasn't cool. Um, yeah, I agree with you, Chud, and I'm glad that there's other people that can see that. Even though you have all these feelings about me, you can see the situation for
Negative
what it
feelings,
is.
mainly, to be clear. Okay, listen, people are talking already about me, so let's just make that clear. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No,
Anyway,
I get it.
listen. Um, the other thing I wanted to ask you about though is you've obviously maybe got some insight into this. So Brad has acted like this about it. What are your thoughts in regards to his moderators potentially influencing what he's doing? If you've seen any of that.
You know, it's interesting that you say that because his community. I don't know how much you know about this, but I was kind of lurking in his Discord through an account that a friend gave me because they banned me from his Discord. Long story. They have an entire chat dedicated to me about all the shit that I've done. So the people on his Discord hate me, and that's pretty apparent. Um, and a lot of his mods were saying that they felt betrayed, like somebody got unmodded during all of this. So it's like a lot of them kind of feel like they're disconnected from Brad, that you know he doesn't really care about them. But at the same time, like there are people that are very close to him, and those people, you know, I assume are like his closest friends and the people that he cares about the most. So it's weird. I like I said, I'm not. I can't speak for his relationship with his mods, but it is very apparent that a lot of them came to him about me, and that influenced how he felt. And it took a while. At first, he was like defending me, but then as more and more pressure came, as more of his friends and mods, he was like, okay. And he literally said this. He's like, I don't want to lose my community over this, and that's what I really think it is. It's like to him, it's like, would I rather have all of these people or this one person? And to him, it was a pretty easy choice, right?
Yeah,
But
I
like
mean
I said, I
it's
can't speak for sure, but that's what it appears to be to me.
yeah, yeah, no, for sure. It's just so unusual that he didn't kind of foresee that. So just to clarify as well, were
I
you?
should have.
I mean, did
Where I
you
went.
ask to be promoted, or did he do it on his own accord?
You know, it's really funny because I did it, but then people went back. So this is the second time this happened, right? So the first time he saw my video, he was commenting, he was really proud of me, telling me that he loved the video, and I was like, "Thank you. It would be cool if you did a community post." And then after that, he got a little bit of backlash, and then he deleted it in a few hours, and he messaged me and he was like, "Hey, you know, I had to delete it due to the backlash, but I think even having it up for a few hours helped you out." And I was like, "Thank you. That was reasonable." And I thought, you know, because of how much hate he got simply for having that first post, I was never going to ask him to do it again because it was just clear that I was just going to create a bunch of problems. Like I said, I woke up one day and I saw that he made that post, and I was very thankful. I was like, wow, this is really cool. But at the same time, I felt really bad. Like I messaged him privately and I told him, like, hey, I really don't want my mess to become yours. I'm really sorry. You could delete this if you want to. And like I said, he kept it up for me and he was a big advocate, but he went so far, he leaned so far into that it turned into like the most vile like hatred immediately afterwards. So like it's weird to say because at first the post did benefit me. I didn't directly ask for it, but I had previous actions that made it seem like maybe I did want this. But you know, it's just a really shitty situation. I mean, I felt like I was mature and I was understandable. Like, you know, if he wanted to take it down, go for it. I don't want, you know, your reputation to be at stake for me. And the video had like 5,000 views in like a day before he promoted it. So it would have done okay either way. Um, but like I said, I did appreciate that. I don't want to make it seem like I don't. But at the same time, it created all this mess. And had he just deleted it in a few hours, internet anarchists wouldn't have said anything. All of this hate wouldn't have been sitting my way. And I would just be in a better situation right now.
Sure. I mean, yeah, I guess that kind of clarifies some of the Brad taste in music. What is your future now? What are you going to do now?
Um, Honestly, I have something really cool going on very soon that I can't talk about. But basically, I'm going up, and I know that people don't see it. But I'm telling you, when I make a comeback, I'm making a massive comeback. I'm doing huge things in the future. I'm doing a video where I visit every McDonald's in Rhode Island, and that's a video that could potentially get like a million views if I execute it correctly. But the goal is when I come back with the most banger video ever, and then that just completely because you can recover from this, but I just have to literally like edit every second to perfection. I mean, you saw that I've gotten a lot better with my editing and
Okay.
that my
What this
videos have
sounds
gotten
like to
better.
me is you're just trying to circle back round to the same hunger for internet fame, chasing it down, and you're never going to change. Like a loop. You're like stuck in a loop.
Well, I am changing in the sense that I'm not doing controversial shit anymore. Like, I don't believe all that shit, and I'm not going to say that shit. I'm just going to be better about this. I don't need to do controversial things for attention. I just need to make good content.
Have you
You
ever
know what
seen
I'm
the film
saying?
Shutter Island?
I haven't, no.
Well, part of the plot point of that is that at the end of the movie, it's recognized that the main character is so mentally ill that they're going to keep doing the same thing again and again that's bad for them, and so they have to get a lobotomy. Is a lobotomy the only thing that may stop you?
What the fuck? What are you even talking about? No, what?
Okay, I'm
I
being
mean,
a bit
okay. To
silly,
be to be to
but
be
the
fair,
okay,
I don't like talking about my personal life. But I do have things in my personal life that I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna get like a master's degree. I'm gonna look at like remote jobs or shit. Like I'm gonna take like a few months off of the internet before I return. I probably should have mentioned that. Like I'm gonna be off the internet completely for a few weeks to a few months to just work on shit, and then when I come back, I'll be in a better state. So hopefully that answers your question.
well, I mean, look, if you can just focus on making an entertaining video about going to every McDonald's in Rhode Island, good for you, right?
I visited every McDonald's in the state. That is a banger video. No one's ever done something like that. It has so much viral potential. I could totally fuck it up,
But
but
then you
I
say,
just think
but then okay. But then you're saying viral potential, and I'm getting hints back to your old music, which, you know, let's be blunt, the viral potential was there, but the quality wasn't there, right?
my last few videos on my channel have proven that my quality has improved. And I just want to take what I did. Those were 2.5 hour, 3.5 hour videos. If I took the same amount of time editing those videos and I put it into an 8 to 20 minute video, it would be jam packed. There would be constantly stuff going on. And I just think that maybe that's something worth trying. Maybe I just do it on a second channel that has no association with my name because I noticed that my watch time is going down because people are coming to my channel solely for the controversy, and that's not good. So I just have to think like, do I just start with a new name? Is that what I have to do? I don't want to do that, but maybe that's what I should do
Well,
because this isn't healthy for me.
I think the
And
problem with starting a new name is people are just going to go, oh, that's that person. Oh, they're the rape person. I need to tell everyone about this and do a big Twitter post about you. You know, I just think you got to stick with what you've got.
yeah, that's fair.
I still think you need to, because you know, you need to do this fucking. I don't know if it's an apology or what it is. You just need to account clearly for the controversies and draw a line under it, and then just go and try and make whatever videos you want. That seems like the best option.
So you want me to address my controversies and make like a third video about this shit, or
Wait a second. I don't want you to do anything because your success or failure is completely immaterial and trivial to me. I'm just saying that's what I would do if I was in your situation. So it's up to you what you do with that. You know, I'm by no means the absolute expert on this stuff. It just seems, with everything considered, the best possible way for you to have a chance of moving forward. So at least if someone says, "Oh, aren't you this person?" you can say, "I addressed it on my channel. Here's the video," and then it's there forever.
Well, I did that 3 years ago.
Yeah, but you did it in a way that you're like saying to me, "Oh no, you can't watch that," but you know, because you've got to do it
No,
in a
no,
way
no,
that
that,
people can engage
was
with it.
that was different. But 3 years ago, I think what's mistakes I've made is the name of the video. The thumbnail has like a pink rose and then my face on it. So I can send you that. That's the video I'm referring to. You can watch that video.
Okay, I mean, to be honest with you, today I'm all Rose Mulet out, but I will definitely put it into consideration because, you know, be interested to
Well,
see how you
anyone
dress
who's
it.
watching, it's there if you want to see it. But I did make a video addressing this, and that hasn't stopped anybody. So if that answers your question, yeah.
Okay, I mean, you know, without seeing it, I guess, you know, maybe I could have more pointers, but I just think, yeah, a very quick video summarizing everything is the best way, particularly with the new attention that's on you. But
Okay.
obviously, do as you wish, do what you want to do what you think is best.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is, like I said, this is all very sudden. I don't think anything that I did provoked this on me. So it's just like out of nowhere, suddenly I have to defend everything about myself, and it's just like, oh, like I just want to exist.
Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you can just move forward, recognizing you're always going to have stuff hanging over you, and just make your videos and whatever people want to watch you that are willing to overlook that. Well, that's the
Yeah.
audience you're going to have, right?
I want to be
Um,
defined for something positive. I want this all to be behind me, and I'm making plans for that to be the case in my personal life and eventually when I do return to YouTube. So that's basically my plan moving forward.
okay, Rose. Well, look, thanks for coming on again. I'm glad we could have a
Yeah,
nice
of
cordial
course.
conversation. Good luck with everything, and all the
Thank
best.
you.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Cheers, bye.